Peace, everybody. My name is Shemaine. Thank you for clicking on and tapping in with me today. Before I get into what I want to talk about really quick, I want to say that I am in no way, anything that I say in here, I'm not trying to tear anybody apart, create any type of a division, or split any healthy relationships up. Um, I'm just going to talk from my point and things that I have noticed. But I was on YouTube, I was scrolling, and I just see just man after man after man just having talking points about women that are breaking up, getting out of marriages and things of that nature. They assume that it's other guys that are on the side. A lot of the time, there could be situations where that is the case, but there is a lot of the time where, you know, people are growing apart. Um, for whatever reason, it's just like people cannot fathom that you will actually want to be alone, that you will actually um, want to enjoy your own peace. People can't figure that out. They can't. It doesn't make them. It doesn't make them comfortable. So, you know, if you're getting out of a relationship, it's oh, you failed. You ruined your family. You know, it's always negative connotations. This goes for men also. It's never this person didn't decide to grow and I kept growing. This person, our values just didn't align anymore, because a lot of people have been married for decades. Um, my kid's father and I, we got together when we were 17 years old. The mind from when you're 17 to the mind of 35, which I am now, we're 35 now, completely different mindsets. And throughout the years, like our relationship displayed like how immature we were throughout the years, because just silly things, a lot of silly things happen, but that came from us just not knowing each other. We didn't know each, us. I did not know Shemaine, he did not know Chris, and we got together and we just two people just in love. No clue what love is, but we're in love, and we had kids, and so on and so forth. But there's a lot of situations where people have been together for a long time, and people change. I know it's hard to believe that people can change, they can grow, they can flourish, but those are things that happen. And when the other party isn't willing to change or don't want to change, for the better, just growth, because we mature over the years, then there's a pool right there. And in today's society, if you want to get out of that situation, then you're a bad person. You're ruining the relationship. You're not doing what's best, but you're not even thinking about, like, if there's kids involved, kids should not be involved in an unhealthy situation. You can say all you want, yeah, there's two parents in the house, me and my husband, or me and my wife, there's two parents, but is it a healthy dynamic? And society today will tell you that you need to stay in that unhealthy dynamic, because if you don't, then you failed. And if you do fail, then, oh, you shouldn't have picked this person. We're not psychics. How the heck are we supposed to know that the person that we choose to fall in love with, to have kids with, to marry, how are we supposed to know that this person will become something that they weren't when we first got together? And this is just because of growth. There's nothing wrong with growth. People grow, or lack thereof. And if two people want to stay at this like this, that's fine. But if one person wants to stay here, and then the other person is this and doing this and doing this, and then the other person is still right here, that's an imbalance. Clearly, it's clearly an imbalance. So what do? You stay in that situation. And I'm not condoning, once again, I'm not trying to tear anybody apart, but I personally admire relationships where they get together in their 40s and 50s and marry, if they decide to marry, because not everybody, and that's another thing people don't talk about, not everybody is meant to get married. It sounds good. It makes you sound like you're doing the right thing. And I'm there's nothing against marriage, because I do want to get married, but I want to get married in a different way that is not traditional. But Yeah, if you're not living by what somebody else says that your life should look like, they're going to talk about you, and that's going to create an anxiety. If you're not if your life isn't looking like what they're telling you that your life should look like. And you got to think, these people are man. These people are humans, just like you are human. They're not God or gods, whatever you believe in. They're not that. So you're letting another man, another human being, telling you how your life should look. And if your life don't look how they want you to look, your life to look, then you become all these labels. And I think that makes society feels comfortable when they can put a label on somebody and put somebody into a box. They want to put you into a box. And those who are weak-minded, they're going to give into that. I once gave into that. Like, oh my gosh, like what I'm doing is so wrong. But in my heart, deep down, like I felt something completely different, because that spirit talking to me. Like at the end of the day, we're all energetic beings. We carry our ancestors with us. Not everybody is meant to be married. People need to have a period by themselves. And it is okay to be by yourself. It is perfectly okay, because how the hell do you know who you are? How do you know that you can love somebody else unconditionally? Well, no, it should be conditions. How do you know that you can love somebody else if you don't even know what it means to love yourself? At 17, I did not know what it meant for me to love myself. I just know this person was really nice to me. This person treated me with respect. This person is treating me some way that I've never experienced before, because the guys that I liked, they were mean to me. So it took this person to come along that was nice to me. I fell in love with that person. And I had no clue what love was. I had no idea what love was. And a lot of people have that situation. One of my best friends, she lost her virginity to her first husband. And that she gave four of her kids. She has 5. 4 of them are with her first husband. She seen that, okay, I have all these kids, like it's time to grow up. She started leveling up. She tried to bring him up with her, but he took that and just threw it in her face. He let money become his identity. And she's like, bruh, like, we have kids. You can't keep moving. You can't be moving like how you were moving like when you were a teenager. But that was him not enjoying his 20s. He didn't get to experience being a young person. Whereas with her, it's like mother instinct, it kicked in. Like, we can't play around. That's a situation where one person decides to grow and the other person decides to stay right here. Now they're good now, that we're in our 30s, but there's still like aspects that he just still haven't gotten together. But she's working with him, and she got to him to a decent point right now, so it's all good. But yeah, I don't like that. And it's like you make people feel bad, because it's like, oh wow, these people are making fun of people that if their life it doesn't look like this. Or like if you're not dating somebody that they say, like, okay, a woman, if you're dating a guy who don't have $1 million in his bank account, you're being laughed at. Or a guy, if you're not dating a girl with a BBL, there's stipulations, things that you need to put into place, instead of people just liking what they like, accepting what they want to accept, and not accepting what they're not willing to accept. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't like the division, and that's what it is. It's a division, because it's everybody telling everybody how you should live your life, instead of you just going with your spirit, what it feels good to you, what you need to do to better you. Because how can you be good to anybody else if you don't know how to be good to yourself? You don't know yourself. You haven't learned things about yourself. What I'm doing since I moved to Florida, I've been discovering areas of myself. Like, there is still a little area that I already know the move that I need to make. I already know it's something that's like really personal. But as far as like me, Like I'm looking to do yoga or Pilates because that's a way to connect with myself. That's a different type of connection. Um, I'm looking into adding aerial pole fitness. Want to do that. Where's my hula hoop? I think my hula hoop's downstairs. I was just hula hooping. I bought a hula hoop because I want a hula hoop. I want to get abs. So I'm going to challenge myself with the hula hoop to see if I can get abs within a month or like see what goes on. It's a challenge for myself. This is me learning myself. I'm buying plants. I'm putting my hands in the dirt now. I have bird houses out front. I feed the birds now. Like there's things that I'm discovering about myself. Just being secluded away from what I'm used to. Friends and family back home in Virginia. I'm learning different things about myself. But now it's like I need to take it up a notch because there's still areas that I need to tap into. And it will have to come with like complete, like I need to get away, like separate, not entertain people, any of that. And people come, there come times in other people's lives where they're going through the same thing. They're discovering a new version of them, and God is isolating you. God needs you to go on this journey, and not everybody needs to be with you on that journey is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you need to tap into yourself, and it has nothing to do with like you failing your relationship. It's just like some people just don't work out sometimes. People just don't work out, and it's okay when relationships don't work out because who do you think failed that relationship? God intervened somewhere. Look at it like that. God intervened somewhere. Like, granted, like we have free will and destiny, but you know, there are people that are looking out for us that are going to intervene. They would send those people to you for a lesson, and they would take those people from you for a lesson. And it's all for you to discover you. It's for you, to grow your emotional health, for your mental health, strengthening it up. That's what he's doing. You're becoming a force. And people that are not afraid to be by themselves, they are a force to be reckoned with. Really are. Look at somebody like monks, for example. Very powerful people. Very powerful. And they're comfortable with being alone. And we're in a society today where it's just like a fear of being by yourself. Like, whether it's a guy thinking like, oh, if a girl, she's leaving me, it must be somebody else. No. And that's where your insecurity is coming into place. Like, there are times where that is the case. But a lot of the time, just people just need to isolate. And how selfish are you if you're not allowing somebody to take that journey? It's something that God, placed there for them for it to happen. And these are my opinions, but at the end of the day, like, you cannot deny energy. You can't deny energy. Call it what you want. You cannot deny it. There are some situations where the shit works out perfectly. And, their identity is their partner. Their identity becomes their kids. Their identity becomes their parents. But then who are them? If you spent most of your time underneath somebody else and living for somebody else, who are you? The love that you're going to have for your kids is going to be different from the love that you have for yourself, because the love that you have for yourself, you can pour. If you're really loving your kids, you're pouring this into your kids. You're training your kids to become better humans. But the love that you have for yourself is just something. It's just something different about the self-love. And like, it's maybe cheesy or corny as it may sound, like, this is real shit. Real shit. There's a lot of people that are afraid to be by themselves. There's a lot of women, if a guy leaves them, they're freaking out because they can't imagine that he can be by himself. And there are strong-minded men out there that are perfectly fine without being without a woman. And that don't make them any type of gay or anything. They're just fine. They enjoy being by themselves. And there's nothing wrong with it. My uncle, He's by himself. He's not alone, but it's just him. He travels by himself. He's been to Mexico. He spent a while in Mexico. He traveled to Alaska. I think he went to Hawaii also. He's been traveling by himself. And he likes this. He goes to museums alone. These are things that he does and he enjoys himself. Let's get back to enjoying ourselves and learning ourselves and not being so critical of others when their situation does not look like yours or look like what you think the Bible says that their relationship should look like, or what society says their relationship should look like, because that's not your journey. Your journey is not their journey, and that's a good thing, because some people, they never know what it's like to be by themselves. They don't know them. They think they know them, but they don't know them. Especially if you have a partner that is, just not in alignment. You're no longer in alignment, and that's spirit. Trust spirit. Trust God. That's not going to lead you wrong. But yeah, I want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Again, I'm not trying to break anybody up or anything like that, but I just want to ease your minds that when, like, things don't work out and you have to go to a period where you need to be by yourself, or a relationship just has to end no matter what that relationship looks like, trust spirit, trust God. Don't listen to what they're saying on social media, because it's just getting old and played out. It's like you're basically telling people to stay in unhealthy situations, and that's not good. Like, you're leading people to destruction, and it's like there are a lot of people that are struggling in situations that they feel like they can't get out of for fear of judgment. And that's sad, because that's a form of bullying. Y'all have bullied people to, this is what you need to this is what your relationship needs to look like, and you need to stick with this person. God could have somebody 1,000 times better for you, or a situation, or a home, or a new job that's 1,000 times better, but you're afraid to separate and go into isolation and be by yourself, or you're not accepting of somebody to have the audacity to understand what it's like to be by themselves and be comfortable. But yeah, I just want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.